Hello, welcome to EPG Pashala Spanish. My name is Nabil Ansari and I teach Spanish in the Center of Spanish, Portuguese, Italian and Latin American Studies in Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. We're in the paper entitled Spanish Grammar 1. In this module entitled Para escribir buenos textos, you are going to learn about the words which are used to connect words, phrases or sentences. This will help you not only in writing but also in speaking Spanish. So these are words such as and, or, but, because, etc., which are used to connect two or more words or phrases or two parts of a sentence in such a way that the sentence makes sense. They are used to indicate cause, consequences, purpose or a position. These are very important words which will help you to speak complex sentences, and also it will help you in writing the sentences in Spanish language. For example, let's take an example of these connecting words. I didn't go because I was very busy. So this because is the connector here which is connecting two sentences which are I didn't go and I was very busy. So telling the reason why the person didn't go. So these words are invariable, meaning that they will not change with gender and number of the noun, unlike adjectives that we have seen which changes with gender and number of the noun. This will not change. It is very useful in our day-to-day communication. Now let's see some of them in detail. So the first one we are going to start with is and in Spanish is e. As you can see, its function is to add words, phrases or ideas as in English. So e, that means and, add one element with the other. For example, if I want to say I want bread and a little bit of rice also. So this and function is that it is connecting or adding first part of the sentence with the second part. So the same can be said in Spanish as quiero pan y también un poco de arroz. So and is e. Same way, if we take another example, if I say at night I read novels and listen to the music. So again, this can be said as por la noche leo novelas y escucho la música. So here again, this and is connecting the first element with the other one. As in English language, when there is more than one element, it's important to put e before the last one. So as in English, we know if there are more than one things that we want to say and we say all the things, and before the last element or thing we add and. For example, if I say I'm going to buy bread, milk, ice cream and a bottle of water. So this and here is put before the last element. So the same can be said as voy a comprar pan, leche, helado y una botella de agua. So before the last element we add and. Same way, if we take another example with verbs, so if I say I brush, I take shower and then I get dressed, this will be said as me cepillo, me ducho y entonces me visto. Again, e is here is adding the last element or the last action, and e means and. Now one thing that you should note is the e griega, that is e pronounced as e, means and, but the alphabet a, that is e of English, so a is used instead of y of or e of Spanish in order to avoid the same pronunciation. Thus we use a or e of English instead of Y or E of Spanish before words which begins with I or HI. For example, if we say a sentence, Marta es guapa e inteligente. Now the last word is starting with I, inteligente, so its pronunciation is inteligente. So same way, before this adjective inteligente, in order to say and, we will not put E, that is Y of English, but we will put A, that is E of English, in order to just avoid the same pronunciation. Otherwise it would have we would have to pronounce it as E inteligente. So the same pronunciation should be avoided in Spanish, and that's why it is written as well as pronounced as A inteligente, meaning Martha is good looking and intelligent. Same way, word with starts with HI. For example, hija. Hija meaning daughter. So before this, again we will not put E but we'll put A. That is, we will not put Y but we'll put E. So if I say la madre e hija de Juan están enfermas. So again here, in order to avoid the same pronunciation, we cannot put E, that is Y, but we will have to put A, that is E of Spanish, of English, just to have a different pronunciation. And if we do this, then we will have to pronounce the same sentence as la madre e hija de Juan están enfermas, meaning John's mother and daughter are sick. But we will not use A when the following word starts with HIE. So if a following word after and it start with HIE, then we will normally put E, that is Y. For example, if I say el aluminio y hierro son metales. So here, even though it starts with HI, but as this word starts with HIE, so we will put normal and, that is Y, that is pronounced as E. So el aluminio y hierro son metales, meaning aluminium and iron are metals. Same way, if I say en mi jardín hay árboles y hierbas. Again, as you can see, hierbas is the word starting with HIE. That's why in order to say and, we have used Y or E of Spanish. So and the pronunciation will be en mi jardín hay árboles y hierbas, meaning in my garden there are trees and grass. So these two things you have to remember for saying or writing and in Spanish. Now let's take the another connector, very important, that is O, meaning or. So they serve to exclude one of the two claims made in a sentence. Like in English we say or, meaning something or other. Same way in Spanish it is the same thing. So if for example, if I say ¿qué deseas? Pollo o pescado? Meaning, what do you want, chicken or fish? So again, in order to exclude or in order to give option about two things, we use or. And if, let's take another example. If I say y para beber vino tinto o vino blanco, meaning and for drinking red wine or white wine. But one thing also here to remember is, like we have seen in and, that we have to keep in mind two things. So here also we have to remember one thing, and that is we used U, that is pronounced as U in Spanish, instead of O that we have just seen, O, when the following word begins with O or HO. So if you want to say or and after that there is a Spanish word which begins with O or HO, then we will use U, that is U of Spanish. Same rule, because in order to avoid the same pronunciation. For example, if I say estoy en España por 7 u 8 días, meaning I am in Spain for 7 or 8 days. Now in this sentence, as ocho is starting with O, and before that we want to before that we want to use or, then we will use u, that is u of Spanish, in order to avoid the same pronunciation of O, ocho. Same way, if the word starts with ho after the place where we want to say or, then also we will use u, that is you. For example, if I say como tengo que trazar, vertical u horizontal. So as you can see here, horizontal is the word which is starting with ho, and before that we have used u, and that's because we will pronounced as vertical u horizontal. So this means, how do I have to draw, vertical or horizontal? So the rule is that if a word starts with o or ho and before that we want to say or, then we will not put, or we will not use o, which normally means r, but we will use u instead of o. Now we are going to see another connector, very important, which is ni. Now with ni we add one negative element with another negative element. Now what does it mean? Let's see with the help of an example. So if I say Maria no viene a la universidad hoy, ni Susana, que raro, meaning Maria is not coming to the university today, nor Susana. How strange. So one person is not coming and also another person is not coming. So in order to say this nor, we use ni. Let's say another example. If I say no debo llegar tarde, and the other person replies ni yo, meaning I must not reach late, and the other person says nor I, or nor must I. So for this nor, when the first person is saying something negative and the second person also is adding the negative element, then we use ni, meaning nor. Now in English we have words which are made up of two parts which connect phrases or sentences. For example, in English we say either or and neither nor. In Spanish we have the words which express the same meaning as in English. Now in order to say neither nor, we will in Spanish we use ni, means twice. First ni will be neither and the second ni will mean nor. For example, if I say in English, I neither smoke nor drink, so the same can be said as ni fumo ni bebo. So ni fumo means I neither smoke, ni bebo means nor drink. So twice ni, meaning neither nor. Same way, if I say she neither knows nor cares, so same thing can be said as ella ni sabe ni le importa. So twice ni. One thing to note here is that if we are putting ni and ni after the verb in a sentence, then we need to put no before the verb. So if there is a verb with after which we are putting this ni, then before the verb no will be used. For example, if I say I have neither house nor car, so this I have is the verb, and this after this we are putting the negation, that is neither nor. So then in this case we have to start the sentence with no and put the ni after the verb. So this sentence, I have neither house nor car, in this sentence we will say as no tengo ni casa ni coche. No tengo means I don't have, ni casa, neither house, ni coche, nor car. So just remember this while you want to use ni and ni. Now after having seen neither nor, let's see either or. So in English, for example, we say I can drink either beer or wine. So this either or is said in Spanish as o, means twice o. So the same sentence, I can drink either beer or wine, can be said as puedo tomar o cerveza o vino. O cerveza o vino here means either beer or wine. Same way, if I take another example and I say it has to be either tomorrow or Thursday. So this either and or is said, as I said, with O and O. So it has to be either tomorrow or Thursday. Can be said as tengo que ser, tiene que ser mañana o. So let's take another example. If I say it has to be either tomorrow or Thursday, so this again either and or we can say by using oo. That is, in Spanish it will be tiene que ser o mañana o el jueves. So o mañana means either tomorrow, or el jueves means or on Thursday. Now remember, with numbers it is when or is used between two digits, that is with numbers, then in Spanish o will have an accent. For example, if we say there are about 100 to 130 people, so this 200 to 130 people, this this in Spanish will be o but with an accent. So there were about 100 to 130 people will be había unas 100, that is 100 written as 100 in digits, o with accent 130, that is 130 personas. So if the numbers are written in digits, and between these two numbers, if you want to say 100 or 130, 100 to 130, then for this 2 or we can use o, which means or, but with an accent. So between digits this or will be used with an accent. So there are about 100 to 130 people, that it can be said as hay unas 100 o 130 personas. There were, había 100 o 130 personas, but just you need to pay attention that o will have an accent. Now Rahul is now let's see a conversation about a person called Rahul who is planning how to spend time with his friends. Now you listen to the conversation and pay attention to the highlighted connectors. Now you have listened to the first conversation, and I hope that you have paid attention to the highlighted parts of the conversation, which obviously you can see in the e-text also. Now let's listen to another conversation so that you understand the concept well. Now pay attention to the connectors used which are highlighted in the text. Now this conversation is about a girl called Rachna who is telling how her boyfriend should be. Now listen to what she has to say. Rachna is telling how her boyfriend should be. Listen to what she has to say. A ver, Rachna, dime, ¿qué tipo de novio prefieres?
Yo no soy muy exigente. Prefiero un chico alto, con los ojos morenos y guapo. Él no debe llevar ni bigote ni barba. Tiene que tener el pelo largo y liso. Tiene que ser o médico o ingeniero. ¿Y tú? ¿Qué buscas en una chica?
Yo prefiero más las cualidades internas en una chica. Debe ser respetuosa, cariñosa y fiel. Puede ser o de la India o de España.
¡Qué bueno!
Now, I hope that whatever we have covered till now is clear after having listened to the two conversations. Now let's talk more about the connectors. By using the connectors, we can also differentiate, or two different aspects of the reality can be contrasted. Now there are some words whose function is to deny the first element and assert the second one, and these words are in English but in Spanish the same word but can be said in two forms. That is, there are two words in Spanish for but, and that is pero and sino. So let's see when we can use pero, and let's see when can we use sino. Now pero introduces an idea which contrasts the previous one or limit it. For example, if I say it's a long movie but very funny. Now this but here is contrasting the first part of the sentence, and that's why here we use pero. So the same can be said as es una película larga, meaning it's a long movie, pero muy divertida, but very funny. So let's see another example. So if I say I have a car at home but I don't know how to drive. So this again contrasts the first part, that is the first part introduces an idea, that is the person has a car but he don't know how to drive. So the same thing can be said in Spanish as tengo un coche en casa pero no sé conducir. So normally for saying but of English we use pero in Spanish. Now pero can also be used for adding an idea which contrasts a previous negative idea. So if there is an idea, if a sentence or an idea starts with a negation and we add but which contrast this negative idea, so this but in Spanish will be pero. For example, if I say I don't have water to drink but I do have Coca-Cola. So this is contrasting the first negative idea, that is I don't have water to drink but I have an option that I do have Coca-Cola. So this will be said as no tengo agua para beber pero tengo Coca-Cola, meaning but I have Coca-Cola. Same way if I say I can't speak German but I do understand it well. So again the first is negative introduction of the idea, that is I can't speak German, but here this but will be said with pero of Spanish. So same will be said as no puedo hablar alemán pero lo comprendo bien. However, sino, that is sino, sino is used and it also means but sino, when do we use sino? Sino is used to correct the previous idea. So sino is used when we deny the idea and substitute it with another one. So for example, if I say no puedo hablar alemán sino español. So here we are denying the previous idea and we are substituting it with another one. So if the same thing, that is I can't speak German but I speak Spanish, so this can be said as no puedo hablar alemán sino español. So this is the difference between pero and sino, whereby both mean but. Now let's see another connector, that is sin embargo. Sin embargo means nevertheless. So let's take an example. So if I say nevertheless this method has some advantages, so it will be said as sin embargo este método tiene algunas ventajas. Another connector is es decir or and es que. So the first part of a sentence is clarified or explained by the second by using es decir. So now we are going to see this, when do we use es decir and when do we use es que. So the es decir is used when the first part of a sentence is clarified or explained by the second, and es decir means it is to say. So for example, if I say she is 18 years old, it is to say that she can vote in the elections. So the same will be said in Spanish as ella tiene 18 años, es decir, puede votar en las elecciones, meaning it is to say that she can vote in the elections. So this it is to say in Spanish is es decir. Es que, whereby it means it's just that. Now it is used to present a cause as a justification of something. For example, if I say today I can't go out at night, it's just that I have to go to the office tomorrow. Now, this is it's just that in the sentence is used to present a justification or a reason or a cause of not doing something. So when I said today I can't go out at night, it's just that I have to go to the office tomorrow. So it's just that here is giving the reason why I can't go out at night. And it can be said in Spanish as hoy no puedo salir por la noche, es que mañana tengo que ir a la oficina. So this, it is just that is SK. And like this there are other connectors, other important connectors. For example, porque. Porque means because. So if this is very common connector, porque. So for example, if I say I'm leaving in 5 minutes because I have to send an email now. So the same thing can be said as me voy en 5 minutos porque tengo que enviar un email ahora. So because is porque. As, that of English, as, the connector as is ya que. For example, if I say mi amigo es gerente en una empresa multinacional ya que es muy inteligente, meaning my friend is a manager in a multinational company as he is very intelligent. So as is ya que. The another connector, that is well, can be said with pues of Spanish. So for example, if two people are talking and the first one says, do you want to say something? And the second one says, well, I don't know. So this well is pues. So same thing can be said as ¿quieres decir algo? Pues no sé. So this pues means well in English. Como also means as. Como. So if I say como hoy es domingo, no tengo que ir a la oficina. So this como means as. So the same means as today is Sunday, I don't have to go to the office. Now be very careful that that the use of porque here as connector is this porque will be without tilde, that is on e there will not be the tilde or the accent mark, and it will be together. Now if you remember, porque with tilde and there is a space between por and k means why, and it is used for asking question. But porque without tilde and together, it is a connector meaning because. And same way also with como. Como with tilde means, as we have seen, is means why, but como without tilde or accent means as. Now we are going to talk about another connector, that is k. Now this k is a connector and it denotes the idea of comparison where it means than. Now for example, if I say my sister is more intelligent than Sophia, so this than is k, and the same thing can be said in Spanish as mi hermana es más inteligente que Sofía. Another example, I have more work today than yesterday. So this than again will be que. So if I say tengo más trabajo hoy que ayer, and que also means that. So first meaning of que that we have seen was than. Now second is that. So if I say my parents know that I am with you, so this that is que, and it will be said as mis padres saben que estoy contigo. Or if they say or if we say they say that India is an exotic country, so this that is que, meaning they say, meaning dicen que la India es un país exótico, meaning in that India is an exotic country. Now just remember that k here as a connector will not have the tilde, that is there will not be any accent mark on e, and if there is an accent mark on e, then it becomes the interrogative pronoun that is used for asking question. For example, ¿qué quieres? Meaning what do you want? So it will have tilde then, but here as a connector it will not have any accent or tilde. Then there are other connectors as well, and we will just see one or two more now in this video. So the next one is aunque, meaning even though or although. Aunque is used to express a difficulty in the main clause, or it is used to express a fact, meaning aunque meaning although or even though. So for example, if I say he is nice even though a bit shy, so this even though is aunque. So we can say the same thing as él es simpático aunque algo tímido. And let's see another example, that is if I say I'm saying you yes although the truth is that I don't feel like going. So this although is again aunque. So the same can be said as te digo que sí aunque la verdad es que no tengo ganas de ir. So aunque meaning although or even though. Another another connector is si without tilde, which means if. Remember, si with tilde means yes, that we have already seen, and si without tilde meaning there won't be any accent on I, it means if, and it is used to indicate a condition or necessity with which some circumstances are verified. So let's understand this with some examples. So if I say if it's hot then switch on the fan. So if it's hot, if is si, so si hace calor enciende el ventilador, meaning if it's hot then switch on the fan. Same way, if I give another example, that is I'm going to the party if they invite me. So this will be said as voy a la fiesta si me invitan. So after si, the last one that we are going to talk about here is cuando. Cuando means when, and it is used which gives an idea of time. For example, if I say when I'm alone I like reading novels, so the same thing can be said as cuando estoy solo me gusta leer las novelas. Now again, here be very careful that the connector cuando will be without accent. That means that there will not be the accent on a, and if there is an accent on a, it also means cuando, but it is used for asking question. So the connector cuando meaning when is without an accent. Now this is all that we have for this video, but there are other connectors as well as there are many other examples about these connectors that we have just talked about. Apart from these, there are also some text which will help you in understanding the use of connectors in a better way. So it is important, and also it is advisable that you refer to the e-text for more detail, for more explanation, and also for doing the exercises related with these connectors. And apart from this, the e-text will also have links and other links of some web pages whereby you can go and visit the web pages, which will help you to understand these connectors in a better way. So it is important that you refer to the e-text as well. Thank you.